Hi, I'm making this video because of this situation with a former friend named ParappaTuber, aka PT, aka Nick Records, who has done multiple things and continues to take no responsibility for any of these things. If you're an actual follower of mine who doesn't know what's going on and probably doesn't care, I recommend clicking off and watching something else of my work on my main YouTube channel. If you actually want to know everything, keep watching. PT is a person in one of my friend group Discord servers has had multiple pointless altercations in the Discord, being toxic in multiple ways to people. He recently made a video about multiple pieces of information AJ dug up about him in order for people to see who he really is. He just addressed this as a kid who is pissy and mad, and that's all he really says about anything. From what I remember, he doesn't address any of the anti-Semitic and racist comments AJ and other people dug up too. He unfortunately deleted the video, so I have no way to make fun of him for being stupid, but that won't stop me. He saw recent DMs from Nick making anti-Semitic comments and saying the N-word so much that he broke Keemstar's record. Most of these messages took place this month, and yet he doesn't address them, mostly because he has no excuses for saying racial slurs like he is in an Xbox Live party chat. There is more to this situation than these messages, making uncomfortable jokes about not being mindful of people's gender preference and being a bad friend in general, talking behind people's backs and manipulating people. He also harassed AJ for no reason at all. He did it to him all the time, mostly pointing the blame on AJ and insulting him for his characteristics, the same fucking thing he does in the drama video. Another thing about PT is he continues to take no responsibility for his actions, making dumbass claims to attack his victims, and none of those claims make anything to defend himself, only attacking others. Was he a person who used to be against AJ also made a video about shitting on him with PT. This video shows a lot of what PT didn't get about people and AJ specifically, thinking he is untouchable and right all the time. Another example is one of my other close friends, Maddie, 22. There's a group chat of multiple people and PT telling her to KYS. And overall being a bad person to her because of her certain past. This once again proves that PT is an overall terrible person. On February 1st, PT sent most of his minions to attack and harass us. These accounts were his friends. One of them impersonated Kai Animate's new account. One of PT's followers had a very important part for later, but we'll get to that. It seems at this point that he's desperate to keep everything together, doing anything in his power to prevent information from going out. A day later, he got banned. Probably since it was known that he was on high alert for a whole lot of stuff. He's currently using an old account on Discord to get by. Remember the thing I said I was going to talk about? Well, I'm talking about it now. This is Asher's Dust, so follow PT who just gave us the most important part of the plan they have. Thanks to Anton going undercover and finding a whole lot of the info here. Anyways, I'm going to debunk these screenshots seen here. 1. It claimed the screenshots of PT saying the N-word and other things are fake because color in the background and text changing. This is actually just the bottom of the barrel defense because Discord Nitro allows you to do these things. That's really it for this one. The second and third images are claims about Jalen being a PDF file. This is stupid for multiple reasons because 1. He is 13. He's entering his teens at this point. He's a minor. 2. There's no evidence for the amount of shit they have about Jalen. There isn't anything to back Ash's claims up. They only have a screenshot of Jalen jokingly saying that he likes people way younger than him, which is technically, pretty bad. But still. So what would they do with this information? Guess what? They will literally dox him for shit that wasn't confirmed. Having his old home address that he sent to PT jokingly in mid-2023, and now having it in the hands of multiple people. It's no longer his actual address, but still the intention to dox is crazy. I'll have Anton go more in detail with this subject.
Hello Wiki, I'm Anton16658, and thank you for having me on here. To get started, I might as well elaborate the plan I originally had in mind. A confrontation towards Ash was always in plan, and that was executed. However, his reaction wasn't too much as to what I expected. So to start things off, a day prior to this, as you may know, AJ basically got a message from somebody named AI Ash. This did bring me some frustration, of course, and I'm not surprised, as PT, also known as Nick, which is a name I will not use as it may come across confusion towards my own brother. Basically banning him from Discord wasn't enough to stop him. So due to this, I asked for them to give him his username, in which I will not provide, as I do not want you, the viewers, to cause any issues towards these individuals. The entire plan was simple. Get into a call with this individual, ask him to try and convince me on his part as to why Jalen is completely in the wrong, and then confront his fucking ass afterwards. Upon the day I sent AI Ash a friend request, it took him maybe 10 minutes to finally accept, and when we started talking, I hit the record button at around 1:23 p.m. Note that the time on my computer is actually 3 hours behind my normal standard time, which is Eastern. But I began recording the entire conversation. I couldn't get into a call with this dude, unfortunately, as he apparently just hates, and I quote this, hates his voice, and he just woke up. I said this was strange to hate your own voice, but I do think that might have just been a tactic, as he would know that easily he can get caught in a lie upon doing so. I will cut out a few stalls in the recording. This will just be waiting for him to actually grab the evidence. However, I knew exactly that this was going to be a long trip, and it was. The entire recording is exactly 50 minutes and 22 seconds. So I continued the recording even if it was just all text. Oh, okay. Really strange to actually hate your own voice. Move. Alright, let's see what the ring chat has. It's gonna be weird just recording an entire chat, but I was kind of hoping to get into a VC so I can record his voice, but Not the first time having to do this. I was actually quite excited to see what evidence this man has to offer. I knew it was going to be fake, and I winded up telling him this towards the end of the entire conversation. We're right now in what I like to call pre-confession. Waiting for the evidence winded up taking a while, though, longer than I hoped, which means he was possibly digging through some files and possibly didn't quite expect me to ask for them. However, I cannot confirm this being the case. Either way, I will clip straight to when he finally gets back. Once I saw the evidence, I gave my natural funny reaction, as I knew something was wrong with it, such as cropping the profile picture out and shit, which this right here would be tampering with his own evidence. I do state what was on my mind here. Hmm. Hmm. Is he really? Is he really trying to get me to convince that JPEG crust is edits? Who? Who being this could be a talk between me and Jalen to get this actual information. This one put me at awe. The pedophile claim. Note that I'm about to confirm name, age, and other stuff, since I am not one to normally jump straight into conclusions and assume the worst. Excuse me. The evidence he also gives me for this is complete bullshit, as there's no victim really involved, or a confirmation that by Jalen that grooming happens. Well, leading for this claim to just be false. To confirm, once I saw that Jalen is 13, I started telling him that Jalen is in fact not a pedophile in this case. Another thing here with the victim being 8 to 10 years old, and you might know exactly how does Ash know this? The answer is quite simple, and it's just all a scheme. Basically, it's a scheme to just try and get me to just believe that Jalen is an actual groomer and send pictures of his own dick to, like, fucking other minors. Naturally, this wouldn't exactly be the case, as it is, like, in fact against Discord's terms and services, and in fact the law, to not only have explicit pictures of a minor, but to send them to a minor as well. Since 1, no adult was really involved, 2, Jalen's account wasn't banned after this made-up incident, and 3, Jalen's also a minor in this case. The only real option for this would it just be completely fake. Note that he also completely ignored my question and tried giving a reasonable statement instead. The term here, e-rape, is electronical rape and is a term that in fact does not exist, and will not exist due to there being a different term for it. It also just sounds like stupid as fuck. Basically, think of it as sexual assault that turned into intercourse, but done electronically. It's just fucking called grooming. In my own head, I was trying to wrap around a perfect understanding of what it could mean, but I just couldn't due to how fucking retarded it sounds. So I decided it's right to go ahead and inform him that what he currently has is a claim of grooming, not pedophilia. A lot of bullshit has been said so far, and he goes to say that Jalen likes children under 10 when he first says Jalen was in contact with a minor who was 8 to 10 years of age, which means 10 wouldn't really be in the picture, another reason why I believe this claim is false. My face was actually in pure disgust when seeing this claim come up. Not only is it just a full-out fucking lie, we spent time on end in the server actually talking about it for a small while. The people who were basically talking about it was between me, Icky, and Jalen himself. We all disagreed that this is a possibility, as we have broken down every single term here, including what e-rape might mean, and the entire claim this is. It's just a flat out fucking lie. You can't see it, but my face is disgust right now. I don't know what this guy's on about. I'm now going to ask him for evidence of this claim, as I do not believe he has any good evidence to back this up and make it somewhat better in his case. He does, however, wind up failing to give me good evidence, though, as he sends evidence of him saying some stuff, to which Jalen did confirm some of it was real, that only being the second image. What's going to be shown, but the issue was that he was extremely pissed off in this case. Likely an apology followed, knowing the type of person Jalen is. Oh, wait. Okay. I'd like to notice the dates. Every single date except for the second image seems to be on the same day of recording the video. Hell, looking closer, it's all in fact very close to each other. Meaning the evidence he's like just literally collected and sent to me has to in fact been made this either the same date and time or even close to when I started talking to him. I'm not too sure on how I can defend the last image exactly, but I would like to assume that this was a different person other than Jalen given the exact date. I will continue the rest of the evidence without any pauses. That just looks like him trying to. I'm about to bring up the dark humor facts now, on how it might not be as bad as it can be seen. I do agree that it is, in fact, a fucked situation, but without any knowledge being the consistent account changes, I cannot exactly. I just cannot see this being Jalen, other than the second image being confirmed. I'm gonna try sliding into. This will not be the first time he actually tries copying a similar concept to my own personality. You'll see this later with a more home-hitting one. Sure. I will give him that. That is a fair boundary. This one hit a little hard. I'm not too sure why he's saying some people were sexually harassed in my group, but it does raise a red flag as this entire talk is about if PT or Jalen is in the wrong, which on my side, given like giving me no context to like a message like this, makes it a he said she said situation. I'll try speeding this like stuff up now to make it like easier. Going back to normal speed when I talk into the microphone so far, but this man just is still fucking deranged in my own mind. Something or what? Like, huh? I'm about to ask him a hard-hitting question, but he seems to have also sent me a joke that was said by Jalen. The point of this conversation is for me to start off weak and only get stronger and stronger with my questioning until like confrontation. This is where I'm going to start asking him questions like, what would you do? Wait, what? What? Oh, you tell the truth. Then leave. Starting over. Yeah, I was basically thinking to myself, like, what a fucking lie and a half. There's no way this guy would actually say something like this, especially since later on he goes to say that he's going to do something that's actually illegal. Long story short, this may have already been covered by just by Icky, but PT started sending accounts to harass people like AJ. What they were doing is, however, unknown to my knowledge, unfortunately. Sooner or later, I'm gonna go off with, so tell me this, Alex. Did you really think they worked alone or something like that? I've been added by like 3 people since yesterday, and I added Kyle trying to tell him these are heavily edited. Me and AJ. Here I will try making theories now to try and justify an answer out of him. Of course, no justification will be given either way with the things he'll say real soon. Basically, we had a plan where someone originally wanted to go undercover and actually try to get more information off of PT, almost like a mole carrying back intel. I first went against this as this would only make the situation worse, but Jalen agreed to this, and so that was originally the plan before it just changed to flat out banning PT. Another piece of the plan too was for the server lockdown. Me and a few other people basically helped the server to prevent maybe a server invite leak that goes out to PT and stuff like that, and just flat out fucking like cut off all the invites, all the stuff. People are no longer allowed to make invites for now until this situation is cleared. This was a piece I basically helped put down into plan and actually execute it. And this was a green light by some of the staff members. And I do thank them for that, as it seems like it has worked. Okay, so he has seen some of the plan. Honestly, if I was just this dude, I would have given up. He's going on now to talk about PT being banned. That's basically it. Um, just an idea? You just confirmed to me that. Wow. Well, I was right about the thing. And this is where stuff gets very interesting. We're now close to something that immediately throws these claims away from having a good spotlight. How to get it was harder than expected, but I'll let you see for yourself. It doesn't only just show something that can place PT in an extremely bad spot, it also places Ash himself into a bad situation. He's also about to just do another copycat call, but I'm not too sure if it's real or not, so I'm not going to hold him accountable for it. I'm trying to pose myself as someone he can trust fully with the information, even if that means opening myself up and giving him some revealing information, but not new information. Basically, this man has some information and has told me that the action he wants to choose is kind of illegal. And this might just be the case. Like, this literally just might be because of how he exactly got that information. I'll go straight into the part. Oh, you can't see it, but I have a smile on my face. I got dresses, family issues. You're telling me this man clearly just doxed Jalen? Yes, you just heard what I was thinking, and that's exactly how it sounds. PT attempted to dox Jalen by giving him his friend, basically, he gave his friends Jalen's old home address. Now, here's the issue. Both I and PT are from Canada, according to some people at least. This means that I can actually get PT into some deep trouble with the Canadian law. However, he's lucky enough I'm not a person who exactly goes this far into depth, But if it comes down to any means of him publicly trying to dox Jalen, I am willing to take action. We're actually getting close to the post-confrontation state as of right now, but note that he is about to copy my whole family problem attribute. Long story short, he's now said things he shouldn't have, claiming that all the evidence we have of PT being a complete fucking piece of shit is all fake and lies. And everything this guy has is all truthful proof. He seems to forget that the evidence we have stacks to maybe over 10 screenshots. All he's provided is under that, and all just large amount, like literally just a huge chunk of just talking. My mind immediately went to knowing this man is a bit of an attention seeker with this information. And with that, we now enter the post-confrontation stage, where I now slaughter the evidence in front of him with actual facts. Also realize that he's now stating that I'm trying to cause problems. Just because I'm not agreeing with you doesn't mean I'm exactly causing issues. This would be the right time to confront him that I am not on his side, and all information he just given me was all intel for me to report straight to Jalen, AJ, and others who might have been involved. I was going to tell him that everything's being recorded, but decided not to. However, it is interesting that he acknowledges that I can get him banned with all the information he has just given me. He brings up the fact that he would rather have himself be unhappy than his own friends, which to my knowledge, a person should always put themselves first before others. Everything he's told me is likely to be manipulated to help his own friends, that being PT, to just be happy in this situation. However, this should never be the case. An example of this was like me and Taser parting ways. It did hurt to note someone who was just once a friend to me was only just actually for like more than 10 cases. We were once friends, but when he left Discord, I knew that was the perfect opportunity to tell him that I did not see him as a friend any longer. I've told him this more than enough times, and so that's how we finally part ways. So my recommendation to this person is just view life better at like even at its worst moments. I don't think he understands. That's JPEG crust. I don't know why my thing. This is my attempt to tell him that he shouldn't be so unfaithful in his own self just because you're passive aggressive. It doesn't mean people hate you unless they have a reason to do so. Oh, he does not know. He does not know that I know. Civil isn't exactly the term I would use. We were more argumentative at times. I do state this towards him. However, I do not have any reason to actually fully hate this man other than he's lied to me and provided me false evidence. It's funny how he's trying to interrogate me when I'm actually interrogating him. He tries to state that we could be friends prior to this, but I immediately denied it. He also goes ahead and asks about a question I did in fact ignore, and here I will be talking about the screenshots. The screenshots he took a screenshot of are actually JPEGs. He is confused by this, however, and sends me another image of him taking a screenshot of our current conversation. I then elaborate to him that he's sending me a PNG, not a JPEG, which the file of evidence are more likely in. Plus, the smaller and blank the screen is, the likely there is for crust and pixels around the text. This is like literally proven by him like zooming into the damn image and then taking a screenshot of that and sending it to me. I literally just will show you that. He doesn't understand. One sec. Oh, well, now he just proved my point here. You can see a bit of the, like, pattern stuff. He gives up the fact of defending the racism claim, and he finally gives in, stating that he will talk to PT about it. This will likely be the last pause I will do, as the end of the recording is near. Okay. So that's my part of the entire rundown of the conversation with AI Ashes and my involvement part with this exact exposure. Thank you for having me, and thank you for your time.
This video was made with the intention of debunking and exposing info in order for PT to be seen for who he really is. PT and his meat writing minions, if you are watching right now and decide to say something about that video, go ahead. I don't give a shit. All your claims are unjustified and untrue at times, so I'd be happy to make you look like a bigger fool. All you care about is keeping your social life together, not caring about the ones you've hurt. Thanks to the people who helped to uncover info for this video and everything. Thanks to you, viewer, for watching and getting this message out there. Bye.